Cool. All right, let me double check real quick. Make sure, are we online? This will be the first live stream. Just give me 1 second. I just need to confirm and make sure that something is live. Are we good? Hang on. Messages, come on. My channel. Currently live. It says I'm live. I'm hoping I'm live. It would be super suck if we are not live. All right, sweet. It's working. Okay, so I'm gonna close that out real quick. Yo, so this is the first day of the new account that we're gonna be trading. A little bit late. Normally I want to get on here because I missed the whole freaking move today. As you can see right here, I mean, it's like this was the move. I mean, gosh, I can't believe it. I've been watching this 1 hour chart over here, and you can just see it. I mean, it just started to tail off yesterday. Boom. This is the next point, so we're going to just draw this real quick so as a reference so you can kind of see where we're at here. You can kind of see what we're doing. It broke resistance. This gorgeous uptrend was broken a couple days ago. Look at this thing. That thing was just monster move. Came down, broke through this, and this is where I started to get excited. I've been waiting for this, like, no joke, for 30 days, and it has been Hurt City trying to wait for it. And now it's here, and I missed the move. So I'm not going to trade anything right now. I want to FOMO like crazy into this. On the 5-minute chart, we're still way extended, although this could still keep going all the way down here. This is the YM. Let's take a look what ES looks like. Yeah, same thing. Everything's doing its thing. Yep. And then there's oil on its way back up, breaking that resistance on the way back up. So anyway, I'm not going to trade this. I wish I would have been up. This would have been the perfect opportunity. Like I said, you can kind of see London session and early in the morning is just fade this thing. It came up and retested our resistance. Didn't even get to VWAP actually. And then, yeah, right here opening, comes up, touches VWAP and just starts free falling. The 1 minute is confirming the whole way down. And the 1 hour is just the perfect long term. I mean, look at this thing right here. This little bell curve right here. This is what a downtrend is made of. So I feel like this is going to be persistent over the next 30 days, unless we get just insane earnings start to pop up. But I was hopeful for earnings. I think that it was, but I honestly, there's two things. One, earnings will definitely be encouraging. Obviously, we got Christmas and all the people buying products over the holidays. So either one, we're going to see that people didn't quite buy as much. Maybe ate out, did dinners, and it felt like the hustle bustle was there. But the purchases were probably down. Don't know if that's the case because this is like the first real Christmas that we had the buy now, pay laters, the Affirms, and all the PayPal pay later stuff that we've got popping up. And I feel like everybody went into freaking buy now, pay later debt this year. And I think that we're going to see a massive spike in earnings. I think we're going to see great posts, great ROIs. I think that the company's going to post some of the best quarters yet. And then come March, we're going to get rug pulled. That's kind of where I'm at. So I'm not really hopeful that this is going to come all the way down. We might see a downtrend here. And retest this 3700s or 37,000 area, but I'm not going to trust it. I'm not going to trust any kind of down move because right now the market only goes up, and that's where we are. So if here, I'm going to watch this for the next maybe 2 hours. If I start to see some kind of pullback and it comes back up here into this resistance area, I might take a short for a possible completion down here on this new trend line that we're starting, this new channel. Other than that, I feel like this move is pretty much over. I've missed it. I'm probably not going to trade this unless I really see something clear happen. If we hit down here and bounce off of this resistance, I might take a long, a really short long, like maybe like a 10-minute or less long ride back up. And only, yeah, see, I don't even know what we got. About 100 points separates these. So between here and here is about 100 points. I think we'll probably by end of day at least come down here and touch this, but I'm not willing to take that short right now because there's still 100 points between where we currently are and where it could probably retest. So I really want to see it up here, closer to these bands, the spaghetti. If not, I'll probably just pass on today, but that is what it is. I'll tell you why I missed. So I had one of the most epic conversations today with a buddy, a friend, and we just talked deeply about kind of the uprising in Christian men, the uprising in what I feel like is God moving a little bit stronger in this world, especially where I live here in Central Florida. I feel like that conversation is becoming more frequent. I feel like we kind of are reaching the end of what I would consider the pendulum swinging way out here into discovering how secular post-humanism kind of concepts versus where we were 50 years ago in heavy conservative valued Christian religion. The pendulum has come from here, and I feel like over the last 5-10 years we've seen it swing way out here into some stuff that I don't think even people who are not Christian or don't go to church agree with. And I think that pendulum is starting to find its way back here and hopefully lose extreme momentum. And I'm very hopeful after this conversation that, hang on, my phone's blowing up. I'm very hopeful that in the next decade here, that as humanity finds that we all kind of agree, looking out for each other and loving each other and finding common conversation, cordial, civil conversation, and being able to talk through and debate metaphysical and philosophical and religious beliefs becomes more common. I think that's where we're finding ourselves ending, because I think that we all know we believe the same thing, and the forces, the pressures that have been pushing us apart, I feel like are losing a little bit of control. So that is where I am at. It was a great conversation today, and I'm glad that I took the time to have that instead of trading. So we'll see. Anyway, if something happens here, but let's see, it's starting to pull back. This is actually pretty interesting. Let me figure out why we bounced over here. A little consolidation, and here comes the pullback. It is 10:30. What is on the economic calendars? Hey, that's me. Hang on. I don't have... Let me pull up real quick the economic calendar to see, because I haven't even looked at that this morning to see what was going on. Let's see. Are we even on browser mode here? I don't think I am. All right, so check this out. This is today, the 3rd. We're hitting 10:30. All right, so there we go. The 10 a.m. That's what caused the free fall. Jolts came in. I mean, that shouldn't be enough to move it too much. It's, my opinion, is pretty in line. I can't see any adjustments. 10:30. So nothing's happening right now. 11:30. We have a bill auction, and the minutes come out at 2. So right now, I think this is just sell off until minutes come off. That's probably what caused today, is just the uncertainty that's going on. But I'm not going to mess around with it, and I don't really depend too much on the economic. I just like to know what's going on, so I have some kind of idea of some possible landmines that exist out there. Other than that, I really am just waiting. I'm hopeful. This is actually pretty encouraging. I want this to come up. I want it to test this resistance area. If we can even get it to test the red spaghetti, I mean, that would be ideal, because that is on a 5-minute chart. Let's see, I'll blow this up. So this is a 5-minute chart I have here in the middle. If this comes up and this touches the spaghetti here. This is a short-term kind of resistance, dynamic resistance, and then you've got the dotted line here is VWAP. So VWAP right here. This second is more of a mid-term resistance, and then this is a 600 moving average. So ideally, my entry is going to want to be somewhere in this here for a short kind of bounce back to this new trend line that's starting to form, this new channel. Otherwise, what I'd really like to see is this move right here. If we can get this candle to come up, recover some of this, these last 15 minutes, what I would be looking for is a short here after the wick on VWAP. I would take a short. That would be my best entry, and then I'm going to hold that to retest either this level right here. So let me actually just draw some lines. I would either, this is going to be a bounce for about a 50 point, 25 point test here. Oh, stupid. Let's get a better line than that. Ray, maybe that will work. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. So I'm looking for an entry here. This is where I'm looking for my entry. And then I'm looking for a bounce off of that and to get out and look for pressure here. If it continues to free fall back down, I'm going to look for another test down here, right here. And then if that's not the case, I'm going to continue to follow these 3 points for exit. So I'd probably boom all the way down here. All right, so the way this is panning out, you can see, man, see, that's probably drawing stuff on my charts. Now I got so much clutter. You can see right here, this is why I'm thinking about this entry. You've got this clear upward momentum, and this is about as algorithmic trading as you can get. I mean, this, you can see the organic trading comes down here, and then it's hard kind of check mark straight line all the way up over the last 6 days leading up into the new year. You've got this after all of this upward move. It needs to come back down, at least retest down here. It needs to at least probably come fill this. But what I'm looking for is, this was 2 days ago. We crossed over this and we started this new channel. This is a clear break of structure. Then you've got this new pattern forming with another test that's in line here. So you've definitely got a kind of a new trend line, a new channel forming that is a downtrend. So this is what I'm basing these trades in going to the next couple days, is that we are clearly starting a new downward channel. How long that lasts, I have no idea. FOMC could just totally screw this entire chart and we could just shoot back straight up. So I'm waiting for that. I'm going to be very cautious going into 2 p.m. But that is what is kind of influencing this trade that I'm looking at. I want this to at least come up and touch short-term moving average. If not, I'm looking for a VWAP entry for a short that is going to come back down to 37. I would probably exit here at 37.34 before it actually tests. It would be one that I'll start peeling off contracts here. I'd let the rest of it ride down here to 37.75 probably. Peel off some contracts if I started to see weakness and a bounce back up. If not, I would let that ride all the way down here, peel off the rest, and let one maybe 2 contracts ride all the way down to this resistance, and then get out clear looking for a long back up. That's what I'm looking for. If it doesn't happen, then there's no trade today. So right now it's kind of encouraging. 10:30. You're probably gonna start seeing some short covering here that's gonna go back up before Euro close at 11:30 window. Those guys who have been riding this downward trend for the last 4 hours, 5 hours are going to look to start short covering, which will create a little bit more of a buying pressure, which is why I'm looking for a test here. I think that we're going to come up here, test here sometime around 11:30, which is going to be an entry somewhere around here. So let's go ahead and just mark that out. Let's see if this thing works. Skull flag. No, let's not do that. All right, so we're gonna look for an entry on the 5-minute chart at about 11:30, somewhere in this zone. So this is gonna be my entry zone. I imagine VWAP is gonna be somewhere kind of around this location. It's gonna start to settle out, curve up, and I feel like somewhere in this zone is where we're gonna take a short entry. If you are doing comments, if you're actually watching this live stream and you are commenting, I don't have any of that set up yet. In fact, let me just even see if I can even do that. If I can get this open, hang on. I honestly, this is my first real actual live stream. So let me just see if I can even get this thing open. So I've got the chat. It's all blacked out. Moderation helps everyone close. Hang on. All right. All right, I just sent something over. If you can see it, just give me a like or something so I at least know that worked for future live streams. Again, like if you have questions, we're trying to follow along. My strategy is real simple. Like it is a dynamic support resistance model. I don't follow macro or any kind of real economic news. My strategy has been something I've been working on for the last 6 years, and it really is just a bunch of dynamic moving averages that I use to make sure that I am in line and that my strategy is basically waiting for a pullback, minimizing my risk to reward ratio. So for instance, if I took this short, there's a lot of selling pressure. I could probably take this short for a retest, but you've got a lot of risk here. So this is about 100-point risk. This thing could reverse all the way back up here before I felt confident that I should get out. What I'm looking for on this move is for it to come all the way back to one of these bands and take a short on it. But if it passed or crossed over where I took my entry in any one of these, that would be what I would consider a reversal or a break of resistance to what I thought was going to happen. I would cut my loss very quick here in this with a lot of downside or a lot of upside here on a short position. But currently, we're just a little too far extended for me to risk that much. It'd be like basically a 1-to-1. I could take 75 points on the win side, or we're looking at another 75 points on the upside or on the back side here. So either way, I need for this to close its gap a little bit. Also, I'm hearing some really strange sounds. I think my laptop is. Hang on. Something's going on with my laptop. No. Has anybody experienced this with their laptop? Can you even see this thing? Let me pull this up. Hang on. So check this out. This has been happening to my MacBook lately. If you know what's going on and you can see what's going on, watch this. Hang on. It's like a kernel error. I plugged it in. It was dead. I plugged charge, and now I'm getting a kernel. Watch this. It's like a kernel error, some kind of deal. So it's trying to start. Boom. Your computer restarted because of a problem. Press any key to quit for a few seconds instead of starting up. And then it doesn't. It just kills it. Goes back into this reset loop. If you've experienced that and you know how to make that stop, that'd be super helpful to know. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I think instead of continue on the live stream, I think actually what I need to do is just go ahead and set an alert here on these in this level and just press pause, wait for something to happen. I don't really want to sit here and watch, especially if it pushes down and hits this. That's just going to frustrate me for the rest of the day. And it feels like that's what's going to happen. Like everything in me wants to take this short position right now. But I know the moment that I do that, it's going to reverse. So, and that would just be against all of my trading strategies. So we're not going to do that. There's a couple reasons. So this is a 1 minute chart over here. Take a look at this over here if you can see the 1 minute. So basically the way that I have my bands set up is they all correlate with each other. So a 5 minute band, if you can see here, is going to correlate usually with one of the other resistance areas over here. So I know at 37,800 is also right here at 37,800, which means that this is probably going to be a pretty solid resistance. The issue is I only take a trade when I know that there's a trend. So you can see how this band came up curled and didn't do the crossover. So now we've got another basically divergence that's happening in my bands. And so until that starts to kind of close or roll off, this is still going to be a strong downward move, which is kind of what you're seeing. This is what makes this 5 minute chart is what makes me want to take this trade. And ultimately it would have been a winning trade, but the risk again was too much here. And not where I want to be taking my entries. So I'm just gonna wait for it. And here is why. Right now, I'm seeing strength as this crosses over on the 1 minute chart. You see this strength come over here. It's crossing on the 1 minute chart, and it's gonna want to come all the way down and complete this move, which is gonna be great. Whoever's got the short position. But before that, this crossover here, even though we've got the price action moving underneath it, this cross action was this moving average still on its way up, and that right there is why I would not take the trade. I want this to be kind of moving into a downtrend, so that I need for this moving average to be underneath this one. I need for this one to be underneath this one, and likewise, I need for all those to line up before I feel very strongly convicted that this move is going to continue down. So, I mean, here it is. I mean, that's the move. I was hoping we're going to get the pullback and capture some of it, but it looks like it's going to come down here and test this. And then, what is this? 11 a.m. So here's what's going to happen. It's going to come right here. I'm going to point it out and just make the call. So it's going to touch this. It's going to touch this, hang out, and then it's going to move back up to these lines for Euro close. And then it's just a matter of waiting and watching, see what happens after Euro close. We'll see if the U.S. market just continues to push it back up here and reclaim some of this loss for the day, or if it's going to be persistent and have enough strength to continue down and break through this trend. But I feel like we're going to get an 11 a.m. kind of consolidation here and a move back up for 11:30 close, and then somewhere at 11:30 to 12 o'clock, we're going to see the real move going into FOMC. So that's it, man. I hope that you guys got a little bit out of this thing. Again, I'll be live hopefully every day taking a trade. If I decide to take a trade or actually enter in a position, I'll press play again. But right now, right now I'm just going to actually hang out, because if it tests that, I just want to see if it breaks through it is what I really want to do. Sorry, I'm just trying to reset my computer real quick. All right. I just did I think it's called a PRAM reset on the computer. Let's see if that works. All right, so yeah, it looks like it's gonna do this little dance thing here. Nope, here comes the selling pressure. All right, there we go. So it's gonna touch. We're gonna see a touch now. Now it looks like we're just gonna see if we can get a crossover at this point in time. So this resets the whole trading strategy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just delete the. Well, I'll keep that one on there actually. So I'm gonna delete these. Now I'm not looking for this kind of retest anymore. So now this is gonna become our new target. So basically, what I want to look at now is a test here, and this is going to become our new target range somewhere in this area when these things close out. So if this touches, I'm going to look for it to cross over or bounce back. I'm going to take a long position there. So let's do this. Let's get the trade. I'm using TradingView right now. I normally use MotiveWave for all my futures live accounts, but there's the touch. I'm gonna get into this long with 2 contracts. I would do more, but I'm not going to do that with a new account. So we're gonna set a stop loss at 50. I'm gonna move that after I get it engaged, and we're gonna take this position here. I need for it to touch it though. I need for it to actually touch this line and show me that it's gonna reverse and not just flush straight through it. And this is a more risky trade. So this is like a second part of how I trade, and it's just a simple bounce based off of probability. You've got these touch points. The probability is that it's going to touch and reverse off of this, but this is a little bit more high risk, which is why I don't have that much size on, because what could happen in these situations is instead of a clear resistance or support band, which is up here, which usually causes a consolidation of some sort and not a full flush. In this particular situation, at this level, you've got 1, 2, 3, and a large sell-off today with no indication of a reversal. So if I get long here, hoping for a bounce and a recovery of some of this going into close, Euro close, what could actually happen is it breaks this and you just get a ton of FOMO shorting and people sell off like crazy down to down over here to 3700, 37,700, possibly even all the way down here. So yeah, that is where I'm at. I feel pretty confident though. I'm gonna take a long here, but I'm gonna keep my stop real tight. If it sees any kind of flush, especially past, where are we here? Here's the line. So basically I'm gonna set this here. This is gonna be kind of like a hard stop for me. So I'm gonna go and take a long into the selling pressure, look for a reversal. You've got this 1 minute candle, and this is why I feel pretty confident about it. You've got this sell off, you got a little bit of a consolidation. It's going to want to test this, and then I feel like we're going to reverse back up. And I'm not going to hold this very long. So if you are watching this, I am like, this is going to be a real short trade. Bounce off of this, feeling pretty confident, and I don't want to miss this move. And all right, I'm taking that long right there. My stop is just below kind of this hard stop you can see, which is just below this point of resistance. So you got this support down here, which is the last real 1 hour candle. So I'm keeping that as a hard stop. I'm not gonna lift that up. That's gonna give me about a $400 loss. Maybe $500 loss if we hit that. The upside here is about, give or take, 75 points. Actually, yeah, by the time it gets there, it's about 75 points. I mean, we could get a 100-point move out of this back up to this level. I don't think that I'm that optimistic, but if it comes back up and pushes beyond this resistance right here, and we start getting into this level, I'll probably actually make this a longer a longer hold, but I'm only looking to make about $250 off of this move. $250 would be a good start to this account. $250 a trade is a good move, and I don't want to risk more than $400, $500. That's it. If it moves past this, we have an opportunity to hopefully make twice that, maybe $500, maybe $800 if it keeps going. But right now, you can see down here we're about $100 profit. It's still doing what I had hoped. You can kind of see, man, if I can get past this. Let me close this out actually here. There you go. No, so now you can kind of see what's going on the 1 minute. So here's where we're at. So we're looking at this as a pretty good bounce. My thought process is that we're about to go into Euro close. We're going to see a little bit more of some short covering come back up and create some buying pressure. Yeah, I'd like to see it come up and at least retest this 720s, 730s area. But given the current day and how hard of a sell-off this has been, this could hit down here right at this new trend line and just go for it. It could just create a dump of a day and push us into a 2% sell-off day. But we'll see. We will see. Yeah. All right. So this is where I'm at. So you can see the consolidation. You've got this kind of slowdown. So this is a deceleration of momentum in the 1 minute. That's what I'm looking for. I like that. In that deceleration momentum, I need for this to actually break through, which is what it's about to do now. That's going to cause it to flatline and start the reversal on the 1 minute. That's stage one or step one of this trade, is making sure that I'm getting confirmation of this entry in this crossover right here in the price action on the 1 minute candle. That is going to confirm what I'm looking at here on the 5 minute candle. The 5 minute candle has seen a pretty significant slowdown, a bounce off this new trend, and hopefully a pullback to this short-term resistance, which is going to be confirmed kind of with this 1 hour chart. If you can see this 1 hour chart, you've got this new trend, this new waterfall that's happening off of the upward trend over the last couple weeks. And this is the first real kind of multi-day downtrend. So this is my thinking is we're going to continue down here. We still got a lot of room to bounce up, but if it flushes past this trend line, I don't know, we're in for some hurt city, and I want to stay away from that at this point in time. So just gonna let this ride out. Like I said, I'm still just looking for $200 on this trade. I'm willing to lose about 150, 200 on this. I think that we can probably get, there is upside for $1,000 return on this trade. But depending on what it does when it gets up into this range will depend on whether or not I hold and try and take advantage of that. Right now we only have 2 contracts. So the 2 contracts we're at $150 in profits. This is what I want to see. This is a clear confirmation of this trade. Right here we have a break of structure on the 5 minute. Now I just need for the follow through on the 1 hour. Just need the follow through on this 1 hour chart. So if you're watching this and you're new, I trade on the Top Step platform. So this is a Top Step trading combine. It is a combine account. So the goal with what we're trying to do on this account is we're going to pass our combine. We're going to get into a live account. We're going to download all of my trades into a Chase bank account and show all of that live. With the money that we make in the combine account, we're going to save that money to pay for any kind of other trading fees and hopefully accumulate enough funds to buy a piece of real estate by the end of 2024. If we can accomplish that goal, that would just be kind of proof of the trading strategy I've been doing for the last 5-10 years, and would be awesome because then I'd be able to pass on some of that to you guys. Hopefully show someone a path forward on how to take where you currently are and get out of the rut, basically. So I am a Top Step partner, so if you are interested, I don't know if I get a discount for you, if I get a kickback. I'm not exactly sure how the compensation works, but I'm a partner affiliate with Top Step. I think that they're probably the best player in the game right now as far as prop firms. I also have a Darwin AI account, which is interesting. I'm still kind of just testing that thing out. Not sure exactly what it is or how it works, but I do have that. But I am affiliated here with Top Step, and let's see what's going on. So we're touching up. We're seeing a little bit of a resistance here at this short term. What I want is, so we've broken out this break of structure here. So this last 5-minute candle, we're about to close above that. I want that. What I'd like to see is anything in this over 700 range. So if we get above the 700, 770s, this right here would be good confirmation that we're actually going to return back up. Let's see. I mean, trading's boring, dude. So I can't even tell you how many. If you're like me and you're watching this video, chances are you probably just have it on in the background, and that's cool. I'm into that. I watch when I'm trading or doing all my research stuff. I'm watching the Trading Fraternities. I'm over at Josh's channel. If you guys know the Stock Market Live, the YouTube at Stock Market Live, man, go watch Josh. Dude he's like a fountain of stock market daily wisdom. So if you want to get on there and learn more about how the yen influences the bonds and how the bonds influence the macro market and how everything kind of ties together, that dude will tell you. You'll learn more on that guy's channel in 4 days than you could learn on my channel. Mine is strictly price action trading, so it's not going to be that great. Also, this is problematic right here. So this is going to look like we're probably going to exit. I don't like this. So this is a touch off this resistance. We did not cross over, and we had a hard selling pressure. So this is showing me that it does not like that, and we want to continue down all the way into 11. Kind of what I was worried about with this trade is that we're going to end up here and see a hard flush into 1130, all the way down to this resistance, which would be the last 1 hour kind of resistance level, support resistance level. That would be my concern, but we're just going to watch the 1 minute. The 1 minute chart over here is going to tell us what's about to happen. So the 1 minute chart is just basically momentum. Where's the pressure? Where's the momentum happening? I do not trade off of the 1 minute chart. It influences my 5-minute entry, and then I let basically a 30-minute or a 1 hour influence where I think my exits are going to be. So some people say they trade off of a 5-minute chart, or they trade off of a 1 minute chart or an hour chart. I trade off of all three. I think that it's important not to get trapped into just price action trading on a 5-minute or price action trading on a 10-minute or whatever you want to call it. I think that doesn't give you a broad picture of the trend or the daily movement of the market. I think that you at least need to be looking at a 1 hour chart and really kind of understanding what has happened over the last week, last 30 days, making sure that you're very familiar with where the momentum of the market and the trend, the long-term trend is headed. And then a 5-minute chart or a 15-minute chart, in my opinion, is probably the most accurate chart for intraday day trades. That's my personal opinion. I don't think that you can intraday trade off of a higher time frame chart. I don't think that you can intraday trade off of a 1 hour chart directly. It doesn't give you enough. It doesn't give you enough picture of the market. Like if I tried to trade and take a trade strictly off of the 1 hour chart right here, this just looks like tons of downside pressure, a resistance. You could take your purchase like I just did on the 5-minute chart, But if you're just trading on this, hoping for a reversal up here, then I just it's just not a detailed enough to give you a deeper look into what is actually happening inside of the market during this time, because you've now got roughly 30 minutes before Euro close, right? So if you're only trading on this, that you're going to have to speculate that either during Euro close you're going to see a lot of short covering. It's going to come up here to this level, right? And that would be on the this is Dow. This is the YM. If you're not familiar, these are all the Dow companies. So if you are up here, you're speculating that we're come back up here and touch 763s in this region and then bounce back down. But reality is you have all of this that has just happened, and you could just come up here, touch, and flush back down. Or on the 1 minute candle, like I was showing, this could have pinged right off of it and just dumped hard. But now this is what I'm looking for. So this is the break. Right here is the break. So this is confirmation. We're going to start coming outside of this zone. We're hitting 300, so we're into the profit target that I want. And now I'm going to watch for this 1 minute resistance right here, which is going to correlate exactly with this resistance, this consolidation area that happened about 30 minutes ago. So I'm looking for this to be resistance. If it pushes through, breaks into this consolidation area, what I'm looking for is a touch of this 5 minute resistance band and an exit. If we continue to see the short covering from this morning's sell-off, which is what I think is going to happen, I don't think that all the people overseas who took short positions here, I do not believe that. I don't believe they're going to hold their short positions or pay attention to this sell-off going into FOMC at 2 p.m. I think that they're going to cover. They're going to try and neutralize this move, get it back to a sustainable level, and then you're going to see the real move happen at 2:30 after Powell stops talking. That is what I think is going to happen, and that is just a thought and a personal opinion. I have no clue. I also thought that this thing was going to sell off like crazy over the last 6 months, and the stock market has only gone up. So the only way I trade is price action. So here's your touch. You got this. So now what I'm looking for at this particular moment is to see if this candle comes back down on the 1 minute and reverses back past its previous. That's going to show me some weakness, in which this becomes my new stop. So my moving or dynamic stop at this point in time is now this 1 minute short-term moving average. So this is now my new stop. And now you can see that it has crossed over. It didn't actually reverse. We're getting that buying momentum. This is confirmation. I'm looking now over here as an exit, like I said, on this 5 minute candle, which is going to correlate really well with over on the 1 hour. So this right here, you can see the correlation between this resistance. So you've got this deep bend in the last time it touched the trend. That is 760s. That's going to correlate right here in the 760s. So what I'm looking for is for this price action to stop. But I think I'm going to be happy here in the 500s. I'll wait for this to see what happens on the 1 minute chart, and I'm going to get out here. That's $630 profit. Keep it coming. Come on. So right now I'm just watching the 5 minute. So I'm watching the 5 minute and the 1 minute to see what the actual grain or the momentum or the emotional reaction of this move is. So this 1 minute chart, this is what I consider like emotions. This is the emotion of what's happening with people who are pressing buy and sell. The 5 minute is kind of the accumulation of that emotion. It actually flatlines it out for me. Come on. I'm going to get out here. So if it crosses back down and gets below this midterm resistance on the 1 minute, I'm just going to quick close this trade. I think we're going to push, though. I still think we're going to cover this, and we're going to try and pull out about $600 from this. Come on, come on, come on. Let's come on. I just want to see one of those massive reversal wicks that I always miss. I always miss it. I would be out right now. Right now I'm holding a little past where I feel comfortable, but I'm seeing a lot of momentum, and I feel like you're just gonna get one of those bomb reversal moves that go straight back up that we've been seeing over the last 2 months. And I always miss it because I just do not see the market always going up. So this is one of those times where I'm hoping to kind of ride that train. I got a good buffer. $250 on this trade is all I really wanted. So all this right now is just giving me a little bit of comfort to hold it longer than what I normally would just get out on. There's the pullback, and I want to be out here. So there it is, $650. 631.64 on that trade. That's one trade for the day, and I think that's going to be it for now. I think that I'm going to take the $630 for the day. I'm going to wait until after 11:30 Euro close, see what happens. And honestly, I might not even take a trade until sometime around power hour. Because what's going to happen over the next 45 minutes is you're going to see on the 1 hour, if we're following this, we're going to see either a retracement and we're going to try and fill this wick. So we're going to see a retest of this 1 hour wick, and it's going to try and come back down here, which is going to follow this. You're going to see a reversal somewhere down here at 11:30, and that's going to shoot back up. Or this candle is going to come all the way up here, reclaim it, reverse, reclaim it, reverse. You see a consolidation to 2 p.m., and that's just chaos. I don't want to trade that crap. So that is that. Thanks, man. So I don't know if you guys know this trading strategy. I don't know if it is a trading strategy that someone else has invented or whatever. I don't follow anybody's trading methods. This is just how I've set it up. I've learned over time that I can trust this particular set of moving averages. This particular set of moving averages, they correlate. So basically, for instance, on this time, this short term is going to correlate with over here with a midterm. The midterm is going to correlate over here with a VWAP. And so across the board on these, how I have my moving averages set up is in a very specific way so that it actually, each timeline kind of represents its own support and resistance dynamic level. It's nothing special, nothing tricky. I do that. I look at the MACD down here. You can see kind of the overextension. And that's what I follow. And I use that to direct my trades. If you like this style, man, I hope you keep watching. I will see about getting back on here tomorrow morning, and I'm going to try and do the 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. I don't like trading into open. I usually trade before open. So if you're into this, I guess figure out a way to get the notification so that you can be on when I'm live. But essentially, the way that I'm going to set up my trades are I'll probably take a trade early in the morning around 5 or 6 a.m. That's usually when I see that London session breakout. If I don't take a trade there, I'll try and take some kind of trade in that 7:30 window, which is another area before 8:30 news comes out that I like to trade. And if not, usually sometime around 11:30. So one of those 3 times is when I'll be live. If you put on the notification somehow, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to actually try and put on, I know you can do like the upcoming thing, so I'll try and do that so that if you are subscribed to it, that you get some kind of notification that says I'm about to be live at this point in time. Otherwise, watch the recaps. I'll try and do a highlight reel recapping this trade. So anyway, peace out. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I hope that we all get value out of this, and by the end of 2024, we are buying a piece of real estate.